only one real way to get your day started. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Eye-Catching Customs. On today's custom, it is going to be a complete, switch around from what I'm used to recording and what you're used to watching. So, ever since I was a kid, I've had a fascination with old cars. I feel like old cars had so much character, and it didn't matter what old car you saw, it was just always had so much character that it was beautiful in its own way. And whenever I was 5 years old, I watched a movie for the first time. We'll talk about that movie. If you've already read the title, you know what movie I'm talking about. But whenever I was 5 years old, I watched this movie for the first time, and when I tell you I was starstruck by the car in this movie, and I knew I needed to have it, and I thought I'd never own it. I really thought I would never own it. And as the years progressed, I started realizing, you know what, I could afford it. But then stuff would come up, life, you know how life is, stuff would come up, and it just kept getting pushed farther and farther and farther back. Well, finally, I have found one, great price, and it's something that I can work on and bring it to where I want it to be. So the movie in question, if you don't know already, was Smokey and the Bandit.
Hey! Let's all answer. I'm ready.
I fell in love with that 77 Trans Am. And ever since I was 5 years old, watching that movie for the first time, I knew at some point in my life I had to own that car, or I failed in life, because that car, everything about it just spoke American muscle. From the black paint job, to the firebird on the hood, to all the pinstriping, to the snowflake rims, everything about that car I loved. There's not anything on that car that I don't love. But with that being said, as of tomorrow, I will own that car. And I've been so stoked. I've been in contact with the guy for almost a month now, and getting all the funds right and stuff of that sort, and figuring out a good day to go meet. It has just got so exciting, and knowing that tomorrow, after wanting this car for since I was 5 years old, knowing that I will own the car tomorrow, it really speaks words of what you can do when you put your mind to something. But this car isn't exactly what was in Smokey and the Bandit. This is the same make and model car, but it is a 79 model. Now, whenever it came to me getting into all the deep lore within Trans Am's legacy, I always loved the look of the 77 and the 79. I love the look of the 79 because of the detail in the bird. The bird had so much detail, so much color. Of course, I love the gold. Gold on black, it looks amazing. But it just had so much detail compared to, per se, the 77 bird. And finally, this vehicle is a 79. And if you don't know, I'm sure you do, the original car in Smokey and the Bandit was that black and gold. And they did go with that colorway for a long time. But this car is not black and gold. The original owner that had it before the person that owns it now, before I own it, he had bought it in a red color. And take it from me driving a red truck, that is a police magnet. Don't own a red vehicle. I mean it. You will get tickets if you drive fast. Alright, just trying to warn y'all, because I've been down the block or two with tickets. But, the guy that owns it as of right now, he decided when he was in high school, because he bought it as a high school car, he realized he didn't like the red, and he went for a pearl white color, and he's kept it ever since. He's kept it garage kept. It hasn't been, sitting out in the weather. It hasn't been sitting out under trees, which causes a lot of damage on vehicles over years with rust spots or dents and dings and stuff like that. But this has been kept in a garage, and it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. So since it was garage kept, it is in almost immaculate condition body wise. There's no dents, there's no rust spots. Everything that you see on a lot of old cars nowadays that have to be fixed, I don't have to worry about that, and that is a godsend. So therefore, the only thing that I'm really going to do to the exterior to make it look how I want it to look, since it was an Esprit package, it did not have the shaker scoop, which is the shaker hood that goes on top of the engine that pokes out of the hood. It did not come with that, so I'm going to try my best to measure out everything on the original hood, because I'd like to keep it original as possible. I'm going to try to shape out and get a good measurement and cut out the scoop for the hood. That way all I have to do is buy the shaker scoop, put it on it, and we're halfway there. Then the only other thing that I know body-wise that I need to do to it is the fenders. Of course, since it was an Esprit package, did not have the vents in the sides of the fenders, and I absolutely love that look, and I've got to have it. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can find any original fenders that I can work on and bring back to life to have that. If not, Jake's Performance offers a great looking version for that car with the engine vents that all I have to do is put in place and snap on. Then after that, we're going to be laying down a coat of primer. We're going to sand that down, get everything nice and smooth. That way that good black paint can adhere to the primer. And then, of course, I'm going to be trying to find the blackest paint that I can find. And we're going to lay down a coat of black, probably 2 coats of black, maybe 3 coats of clear. Make that thing look real nice, real shiny, real clean. I want to be able to see my reflection in that black paint when I'm done. And then, exterior-wise, only other thing that I know to do to make sure that it is a Trans Am Firebird is I'm going to get the decal kit. And I've been looking for some time now, and I'm going with black and gold. I've seen so many great black cars with different color birds and different color stripes, and it looks amazing. But that black and gold is just, it speaks my childhood, it speaks me, so I've got to go with that. I am going to be going with the dark gold bird, which was kind of more of a 1980 thing, but I love the dark gold. I think it looks beautiful, and it really goes very well with the black paint. And interior-wise, the interior is almost perfect. Like, it's been garage kept. The only thing, there's some things that I'm really going to have to do to make the interior perfect. From what I'm seeing on the door panels, they might need to be reworked a little later on, but everything's there, so I'm going to kind of wait on that. The driver's seat has a tear in it, and of course, driver's seats will, because you're always driving, you're always hopping in and out, your wallet's getting caught, all that good stuff. So I'm going to need to find a new driver's seat, at least a driver's seat cover, to make everything and, all match up perfect. But with that being said, the passenger seat, the back seat is all perfect. A little dusty, but there's no rips, there's no cracks, there's no tears, nothing. They are all original, they are absolutely perfect. I will also need to get some, like a bass system put in the back, because the original bass system has been taken out, so I will have to look into getting me a new set of those. The steering wheel is perfect, but it is not the Firebird Trans Am steering wheel, so I will be purchasing the whole new column for that and putting that in. And of course the dash, if you've ever watched Trans Am videos where they need to be restored, the dash will always have a crack in it. So therefore, I will be getting a new dash. It'll most likely be a dash cover because I've seen a lot of people put those on their cars and they hold up amazing. So therefore, I'll probably have to take the steering wheel off, the gauges out, and put that dash cover on top, and it should work out great. And then just the little things for appearance and stuff like that, like the little metal turned dash panel and the metal turned gear shifter bezel, all that good stuff. But interior wise, there's really not, with the whole car itself, there's really not a lot of work. And of course, I'm bringing y'all with me for throughout the journey and showing y'all some tips and tricks. But it is a great start piece to what I've always wanted. And I'm not going to have to do a tremendous amount of work to have it to where I want it to be. And I love working on cars, but I'm also worried because this is my dream car and I don't want to mess it up. So coming from the fact that it's almost perfect, I think I'll be okay. Now, tomorrow, to start it up, it has been out of commission for about a few months to a year now. The radiator blew up in it. It was the original radiator, and the original radiator blew up in it, and the owner that has it as of right now decided to go to Jegs Performance, and he did not want to get just a stock looking radiator. He wanted to get a radiator with the fans built in. But granted, with the hours that he works, he does not have time to work on it, so he went ahead and purchased new belts and the new radiator for the car. So all I have to do is slap all that in, and you know what? She will be ready to drive. And also, forgot to say this in the other portion, the wheels, they don't have the snowflakes. You gotta have the snowflakes, man. So I'm going to be purchasing some snowflakes. I don't know just yet if I'm going to go for more modern looking snowflakes. Not the big rims with the rubber band tires I'm talking about. They have some modernized ones on year one that look really good. But I think, because I want this car to look as original as possible, I think I'm going to go with the original snowflake rims. There's not really much of a difference at all, just the diameter in a way, but I think I'm going to go with the original. But don't quote me on that just yet. I have a lot of thinking and a lot of purchasing to do. Wow, I'm going to go in debt. Nah, not really. But with that being said, and I've been trying to contain my excitement, but knowing tomorrow that I'm having it, it's really coming out, and I'm sorry that you're having to see that in this video, but I'm stoked. I'm excited. But since I'm going to have to put the new radiator in and the new belts in, I think I'm going to go ahead, and since I'm off today, I'm going to run to Advanced Auto or O'Reilly's, and I'm going to go pick up some radiator fluid. That way, as soon as I get it, and as soon as I get it to the shop, I can start working on it, and hopefully we can get it up and running tomorrow. With that being said, y'all already here watching, so I might as well just, take you along on the journey, because y'all are following me throughout this entire journey of me fixing this car up. So therefore, let's go ahead and get started, and I'm taking y'all with me to go get some radiator fluid. Oh yeah. I'm just now realizing somehow I lost the footage of me going and picking it up. But, back secured, it's here. This is a equal parts, so there's not going to have to be any mixing of the water. All I have to do is pour this in and she'll be ready to go. But let's just go ahead, and for y'all, luckily y'all don't have to wait to get the car and see the car. I do. So let's just go ahead and we will snap it into the next morning, which will be tomorrow, of me getting ready. And now, you see how lucky y'all are? Y'all got to skip straight to the day. But today's gonna be a good day. I am right now currently getting all of the stuff together. I'm gonna have to go down to town and get my mechanic buddy's trailer. He's got a car trailer and I don't, so I'm going to borrow that off of him, and he's going to actually go with me to pick this car up. Remember, y'all, if y'all are going to a Facebook Marketplace deal, have somebody with you. Never know. Never know. But I'm so excited. Like, I can't even explain to y'all how excited I am. This has been a day I've dreamed of for years now, and I'm finally being able to achieve it, and it makes me so happy. It is currently about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm supposed to be down there by like 10 or 11, but, you know, I'm already dressed. I've probably been up since about 7. I couldn't sleep last night. But with that being said, let's go ahead, get everything loaded up the rest of the way, head down to town, pick up that trailer, and then go pick up that car.
What was it, every...
It's finally here. So like I said, the Trans Am is in the shop, being worked on. We did get her crunk up. We did end up seeing a small fuel leak. So we are going to replace that. We're going to give it an oil change. We are also going to put the radiator in, get everything plugged up with it, get everything wired up with it, and then, yeah, I think she should be roadworthy after that. But I do need to show y'all some rust spots that we did see. But granted, for what I paid for this car, which was an absolute steal, whenever I pulled off his driveway with this car, I stole it, basically, because of what it is and how great of a condition it is in. But I am going to show y'all those few rust spots that I know I'm going to have to fix at some point. But as of for right now, they're not bad enough to really have to worry about as of right now. So underneath the car, the floor pan is starting to rot out a little bit on this side. And if you come to the passenger side, it is starting to rot out even more here. But granted, it don't need a full floor pan. It just really needs a good re-metalworking. And there's fuel on my hands now, but you get the point. It's not too much to worry about. The other thing that is rusty are, well, the mufflers. The mufflers are in pretty bad shape, but, well, the mufflers and the exhaust, but a little bit of work, little on down the road, I will be able to afford to fix all of these and maybe even make it sound even better. Now the engine is not like a stock 400. This is actually a 301. So it's one of the lower numbered motors, but it's still going to work great. This car only has 88,000 miles on it. Didn't mean to stop you mid-video, but I did want to go back on the statement I made. The owner did tell me that the engine was a 301, but upon a little bit farther research and reading some of the numbers engraved into the engine block itself, it is actually not a 301. It is a 455, and that is absolutely crazy. I did not think that it'd be a 455. I did wonder why it was a little bit bigger than a 301, but it is actually a 455. So that's a great deal. I mean, good Lord, when I told you I stole the car, I literally stole the car, because not literally. Don't charge me. But for what I paid, and even now knowing that it's got a 455, I'm even more stoked. But with that being said, I'll show you the rest of the video. It has been garage kept, hasn't really been drove a lot, and to see one of these cars only be about 88,000 miles, it's crazy, because most of the cars you see now have blown engines because they're almost at 200,000 or over 200,000 miles. Now here's a good look at the interior. So the driver's seat, like I said, it's going to have to be replaced. But like the back seat, look at that. That's dang near perfect. New headliner. It's going to need a new light over there on the headliner. But, I mean, these seem to be pretty good. little sun visors. But then you got the dash. There has been some condensation building up on the dash. You can't see it good, but yeah. Like I've said, the interior really ain't that bad. I will end up buying some more door panels because you can see they're just starting to deteriorate down here. But granted, it's old vinyl. It's going to do it. The carpet ain't terrible, but I will probably end up purchasing a new one because, I mean, you can see right down to the floor. But I probably will end up purchasing a new carpet. That might be one of the first things that I really do. This seat is in perfect condition. Perfect condition. The back seat's perfect condition. The driver's seat, not so much, but like I said, I can fix that. I will end up getting a new center console. This one has cracks, and I could fix it, but still there's a lot of wiggle room there. It's gonna need a new one. I'm gonna get a new steering wheel because I don't like the look of this one. I'm gonna go for more of the original 78 TA steering wheel. I'm gonna get a new dash pad because this has all kinds of little cracks and chips in it, so I will be getting a new one of those. I'll be getting the metal turned dash bezel for this, alongside of putting it on the gear shifter just to make it look a little better. But I mean, look, you got the Firebird logo. Who could go wrong with the Firebird logo? Then a new headliner and a new headliner light. But other than that, like, this car is in great condition for what I paid. So the work on the Trans Am has came to a halt for today. We've been working on it since about 9 to 10 o'clock this morning, going and get it and all that stuff. So we're all a little bit tired. The main things we did today was we put the radiator in, got it installed. We had to fabricate a piece of metal so that it would be able to bolt on to the original top. We had to fabricate a little bit, but we made it work the best way we could. And we changed the oil. The oil was almost black. It's been sitting for a while, but we drained all the oil out, got a new oil filter for it, and the only thing that we need to do now, which I'm most likely going to be doing the next Thursday or Friday coming up, is I need to put a new water pump on it because we was going to install the belts, but the water pump is not the stock water pump, and it's made to be a little bit bigger, which is causing it to not fit the belts. So therefore, we are going to end up getting a water pump that does fit and put the belts on. Then after that, we will be good and great to just get out on the road and drive this thing. We did get it started up though. The startup process did not take long once we threw that radiator in, and it ran like a charm. You can't really tell in the video of it running how good it sounds, but in person, that thing purrs. Now, it purrs like, you know, a pissed off bobcat, but it purrs and it sounds amazing, and I'm so stoked. This was the first part, and I'm going to continue doing parts as we go along through this journey. I do have a lot of work to do, and I am so grateful to be able to do this. I've wanted to do this for many, many years now, and I finally get the chance to do it. So I'm going to bring y'all all along and let y'all follow the journey with me. I am so excited, and yeah. So that was the first part of the restoration of the Firebird TA. Therefore, keep your eyes out for more parts because we are going to make a whole series out of this. And if you are a car lover, give it a like, give it a follow. If you love 70s and 80s culture, just give it a like, give it a follow, and well, give it a like, give it a follow. Good Lord. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. It's been a long day. I'm tired, so I'm going to hop off here, get some editing done on this, and probably hit the hay pretty early tonight.
But just keep your eyes up for some more videos coming up in the near future, because I am so stoked to get this done. And just, good Lord, I'm ready to put tags and insurance and just, I'm ready to drive it. I'm ready to drive it down the road. But either way, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate all y'all do. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. All of my supporters, I really appreciate it. I would love to grow this channel. I would love to get my business out there. Of course, eye-catching customs, I do about anything. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.